Hi guys, happy Sunday, September 28th. So we wanted to go over what Pam Bondi said, and she's been saying this pretty frequently now, which is no one is above the law, and she's basically referring to Taco's enemies. But the problem here is that Taco's associates, a laundry list of them, are above the law, including Taco himself. So let's just get to it. There's a lot to cover. There's a double standard. That's the point here. Okay. And basically, it's unconstitutional what he's doing, and he can be impeached.
No one is above the law, the double standard. Pam Bondi says, no one is above the law. Reality shows two Americas, those shielded by power and those targeted for opposing it. This is exactly what happens in a dictatorship. Loyalty decides who walks free and who is punished. Above the law shielded individuals. Name. Status/action. Outcome. Donald Trump. Multiple indictments. Trials delayed, leverage of presidency. Tom Homan. Quid pro quo contracts. No prosecution. Jeffrey Epstein files. 18K plus names. Majority sealed, no exposure. Ghislaine Maxwell. Convicted. Clients shielded, files hidden. Steve Bannon. Build the wall fraud. Pardoned, New York case fizzled. Paul Manafort. Financial crimes. Pardoned, December 2020. Roger Stone. Obstruction, lying. Commuted and pardoned. Michael Flynn. Lied to FBI. Pardoned. Charles Kushner. Federal crimes. Pardoned. Elliot Broidy. Illegal lobbying. Pardoned. Joe Arpaio. Criminal contempt. Pardoned. Dinesh D'Souza. Campaign finance. Pardoned. George Papadopoulos. False statements. Pardoned. Alex van der Zwaan. False statements. Pardoned. Jared Kushner/Ivanka. Foreign conflicts of interest. No prosecutions. Wilbur Ross/Scott Pruitt. Corruption scandals. No accountability. Bill Barr. Misuse of DOJ. Shielded, no charges. Betsy DeVos. Education Department scandals. No accountability. January 6th participants, 2025 wave. Seditious conspiracy, violence. 1,500 pardoned/commuted. Other Trump allies, 2025. Ongoing clemencies. Dozens more shielded. Below the law targeted opponents. Name. Status/action. Outcome. James Comey. Indicted 2025. Seen as retribution. Andrew McCabe. FBI deputy fired. No charges, career destroyed. Adam Schiff. House censure, 2023. Purely partisan punishment. Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman. Impeachment testimony. Retaliatory removal. Ambassador Marie Yovanovitch. Ukraine testimony. Abrupt recall. Letitia James, New York AG. Trump fraud prosecutions. Countersuits, retaliation. Fani Willis, GADA. Trump election case. Disqualification fight, subpoenas. Michael Cohen. Re-imprisoned, 2020. Judge ruled retaliation. Jack Smith, special counsel. Trump prosecutions. Smear campaigns, threats. Alvin Bragg, Manhattan. Stormy Daniels case. Targeted by Trump. Judge Tanya Chutkan. January 6th case. Threats, intimidation. Judge Juan Merchan. New York Trump case. Death threats. Ketanji Brown Jackson / liberal justices. SCOTUS. Targeted rhetorically by MAGA. FBI and DOJ rank and file. Investigations. Cast as deep state enemies. Media figures, CNN, MSNBC hosts. Reporting on Trump. Branded enemies of the people. The pattern. Shielded allies, pardons, sealed records, DOJ protection, endless delays. Targeted opponents, indictments, censures, firings, threats, intimidation. Result, the phrase "no one is above the law" collapses when allies are functionally above it and enemies are driven below it. Lesson: this selective enforcement is how dictatorships consolidate power by shielding loyalists and crushing critics. Why the double standard exists. Control of the DOJ and pardon power. Presidential pardons shield allies, investigations weaponized against foes. Wealth and resources. Endless appeals, elite lawyers, and PR campaigns turn trials into spectacles. Media echo chambers. Right-wing outlets recast criminality as victimhood. Institutional inertia. Sealed files, statutes of limitation, and weak enforcement stall accountability. How to frame it. Group. Treatment. Examples. Allies of power. Shielded, pardoned, cases delayed. Trump, Homan, Epstein Network, Manafort, Bannon, January 6th leaders. Opponents of power. Targeted, investigated, smeared. Comey, Letitia James, Fani Willis, Schiff, Vindman, Yovanovitch. Commentary. The big picture. This is not just hypocrisy, it is systemic decay. The law has been twisted into a two-tier system. Tier 1 allies operate with impunity. Pardons, sealed records, and institutional protection guarantee immunity. Tier 2 opponents are hunted, censured, indicted, or ruined, often on exaggerated or fabricated grounds. This inversion of justice is how authoritarian regimes operate. They don't abolish the law outright, they weaponize it selectively. Bondi's words are hollow proof that in today's America, whether you are above or below the law depends not on justice, but on loyalty. That is the hallmark of dictatorship. Today's evidence, the pattern continues. Comey indictment moves forward. The Trump-appointed DOJ formally indicted James Comey on false statement and obstruction charges tied to 2020 testimony. Widely seen as political retribution after Trump demanded prosecution. Critics note the case is thin, underscoring DOJ weaponization. Trump claims FBI incited January 6th violence. He accused the FBI of planting agents to provoke violence and claimed Director Wray misled Congress, deflecting blame and sowing distrust. FBI fires agents over 2020 kneeling photos. Agents photographed kneeling during George Floyd protests were abruptly fired, suggesting a new loyalty test. DOJ deploys agents to ICE facilities. Bondi ordered deployments to protect ICE from criminal mobs, reinforcing DOJ's role as Trump's protective arm. Bondi lists enemies while denying weaponization. She claimed weaponization is over, yet simultaneously named Trump's critics and donors as DOJ targets. Fani Willis subpoenaed a federal grand jury, demanded her travel records, raising concerns the DOJ is retaliating against the prosecutor who charged Trump. Pete Hegseth calls all military leaders to a meeting. Fox ally Hegseth has summoned military brass for a closed-door meeting next week, signaling political pressure on the armed forces. Trump threatens troop deployment in Portland. Trump vowed to send federal troops into Portland, and extended threats to other cities and political opponents, echoing authoritarian crackdowns. Pam Bondi returns to TV. While these escalations unfold, Bondi appeared again on national television repeating, "No one is above the law." The contradiction is stark. From hypocrisy to impeachment. Weaponization of DOJ, fabricating or pressuring prosecutors into false cases, is a gross abuse of executive power. Trump's own statements: he has openly said he wants his enemies charged, and DOJ followed suit. Destruction of credibility. These acts undermine the federal government, DOJ, FBI, and law enforcement. Public trust in the rule of law collapses. Selective prosecution, shielding allies while criminalizing critics violates equal protection. Constitutional breach, the president's oath to faithfully execute the laws is broken. This is a high crime and misdemeanor. Historical precedent, Nixon faced impeachment for abuse of agencies, Trump's scope is far wider. Dictatorship parallel, this is the authoritarian playbook, protect loyalists, criminalize critics. Bottom line. When the government prosecutes political enemies at the leader's command while protecting allies, no one is above the law becomes a lie. It is wrong, illegal, and corrosive to the rule of law. It is the definition of an impeachable offense and the path from democracy to dictatorship.
Okay, guys, that's really it. So that's part one. I'm going to do part two about the actual Comey charges. Okay.